Our guest today is a remarkable woman, one who has seen her fair share of triumphs and struggles. I'm grateful, Betty, to have you on the show today to share with us your story, journey, purpose, and passion. Thanks for being on the show. You have so much experience and knowledge in this industry, over 20 years, right? What made you want to get involved in mortgages in the first place? Get involved with mortgages in the first place?
You know what, it's very funny, like coming from a banking background, so they give you all these kind of products you have to sell. Practically, I strike the investment side. Yes, I see money coming in. People want to do GIC, others want to buy stocks, others want to, buy like some other investments like, a property, a car. So people always come to the bank for different reasons. But for some reason, lending just caught my eye and also my heart. Because everybody who comes to the bank looking for a loan, it can be small as 500 overdraft. There is a need, right? And sometimes I used to see people when they are declined for some reason, one reason or the other. You could see the sadness on their face, right? Being in that position, I used to put myself in their shoes. What if it was me? What if maybe a relative of mine was sick and I'm looking for $500 and, the bank declines me, right? What can I do? And then when I was looking at from a bank standpoint, they have to sell their product, right? So then I started going into mortgages, small mortgage, big mortgages. You know what? At the end of the day, they all feel the same way. It doesn't matter how small the investment is. So after so many years, I look at what the bank was doing. Some things, I don't know, they didn't sit well with my core values. You will find a banker who is just looking at the paycheck. They don't go extra mile to help
get the clients the deals across the finish line.
So then, so when I was there, I used to interact with mortgage brokers. Some also, I said, I didn't like what they were doing. But also I said, how can I make a difference for the people I meet on a daily basis? So I said, okay, I'm going to be a mortgage broker, whatever mortgage agent. I'm going to help these people get declined here.
Inspiring to know that you have that desire to want to continue to grow, right? And that's a part of being successful there, and it's very important but that's an internal thing, right? Like not everybody has that clock that keeps them pushing forward like that, right? So were you always like that, or is this something that you developed as you are coming of age in life, or whatever the case may be, as you were growing up, per se?
No, I'm always like that. That's why I came in Canada when I was like 18 by myself, took a suitcase and just packed. I told my mother, she cried. She said, why are you going? I said, Mom, I have nothing to lose. If it doesn't work, I come back, right? So now that I'm a parent, I see why her tears were coming. She didn't know where her child was going. But when I was, I think, 12 years old, I told my young self, I'm not growing up here. There are things I saw, which maybe will be for the next topic. I didn't want them to happen to me. I said, this is not right for me. Why? When I came to Canada, I knew Canada more than the Canadians. I will tell you this. I learned everything about Canada before I came here. Because, in Africa, they teach you world history. So all the countries, I had a penny of here, Denmark, Sweden, whatever. Everywhere, Canada, US, I had the penny posts from every country because I needed to know how things work over there, right? So when I came here, I thought I was going to heaven.
That's what I was going to ask you, if it all came to your expectations when you actually arrived. But as you said, no, right? It was completely different than the picture you painted in your mind?
It was not. 6 years, I used to work hard. A job here, a job there. Every 2 years I go back. I said, I'm not coming back to Canada. After 6 years, I say, you know what? I belong here. I have
Make
to
a way.
I said, I have to make a decision. Do I want to live here or do I want to go back to Africa? So every time I go, there's war. People are dying, this and that. Things are not good. I say, listen, these politicians will never change. So I better make Canada my home. Already I was Canadian anyway. So I will go there to visit, but this is not a place I can live because I didn't have peace. Peace for me is very important. So going back on your question, Andre, I'm always like that. Maybe as I get older, I'm less fearless. But before, no, there was no fear.
Wow.
I don't know.
Look at that.
Because I believe in people. I met good people all my life. So maybe it's God's guidance. I don't know. But people are good. People are kind. Everywhere you go, you'll be okay.
Yep, you got to make the best of the situations that are presented and have your compass being what it is that you want to create.
Don't try to be perfect. Nobody's perfect. Make mistakes, learn from them. I'm not saying, if you can avoid
100%.
mistakes, perfect. But every mistake is opportunity for you to learn. How can I improve myself? What could I have done better? You understand what I'm saying? So from that, you learn every day. Like I said, every opportunity I get in my life was a learning curve for me. Again, I'm still learning, right? So I observe people, I give people chances. So if you are supporting me, I support you to 100%,
Absolutely.
right? But as an agent, like I said, you're a business person, entrepreneur, you need to survive, so you show up. So if you find a broker who gives you all the tools, what's your position here? What are you going to do? They're not going to get you clients. I mean, it's hard. So you have to talk to everybody. You know. Start with your family, your friends.
Go on a mountain.
You know, people you meet, don't be shy. Tell them what you do. You know?
Yep.
Brag about yourself.
As I say, go on a mountain and scream it and shout it. Let people know that you're a mortgage professional and you're here to help and you care about them, right? What are the biggest changes in the conversations you're having from last year to this year with the average client? Talk to us about that in your experience.
Anyway, so I don't have much changes in my conversation. My conversation is always the same. I look at the people at where they are in their stage of life. Maybe the question is, how do I deal with clients who had changes in the last year?
I like how you change that around. That's great.
Yeah, so I have to see what happened. Is it positive? Is it something affecting their psyche, right? What can I do to help? What are the options there? Can I do it now? Can it wait, right? So at the end of the day, again, this is where my clients, I think they feel comfortable to share with me what's going on with their life. Because if I don't know, how can I help them? So going back to the bank, you're not going to go to the bank and tell them all your problems, right?
Or your personal life.
I think if you're personable, so this is what I said. I am a friend, and I'm also a mortgage broker. So when they become my friends, I mean my clients, they also become like my friends. I always tell them, listen, if you miss a payment, call me. There is a reason why I said that, because I know how the debt management works in the bank, right? So if they're behind, I can call the bank. I say, listen, my client is facing hard times. What can you do? Skip a payment. If they're insured, I call CMHC. This is what's happening. What can you do? For example, there's a time I had a client whose mortgage was paid for 6 months because they were sick. So CMHC came in, they did the basement, they increased the payment for them, whatever. So now, after 6 months, they had to catch up whatever they didn't pay. But they were able to stay in their home at ease. So there's a way we can tell these people how to work with the bank. Also, we can work with them through the insurance to see how they can be comfortable where they are. But the banks don't have time for that.
Absolutely. Because that's that, one-on-one touch, basically, right? And personal touch of being, as you said, their friend, right? Which is key. Relationships. This is a relationship business. Where is your most favorite place in your home? The kitchen, where the cooking happens. There you go. So not only a mortgage doctor, but a chef doctor as well, right? There you go. Good stuff.